All right, we are live. Welcome back to another episode of Quest with John and Jen. We are your hosts. I am your humble and grateful host, John Williams, and this is my beautiful wife, Jennifer Williams, and we're thankful,
Yes.
very thankful. Just got back from Detroit yesterday. Had a awesome time there with some saints. Was able to go to the Electronic Movement Festival there in Detroit at Hart Plaza, and we were able to reach thousands of people there, and had some great interactions, and we did some preaching, and got out a lot of literature, and just had a awesome time, didn't we?
Yes.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, we just got back, and yeah, it's been great. And really, this show today, which is titled "Microplastics: Attack on Humanity," this one really hit close to home, and was very surprised to find out that there is a conspiracy even in my underwear. Well, my former underwear. My former underwear. Yes, I didn't have to, but I decided to throw away all of my underwear because my underwear was poisoning my body.
So what was let's just show the video. Do you have that video?
I do. I actually have.
So first of all, what was in the underwear that was making it so harmful?
Well, polyester. I didn't realize that polyester was poisoning my body and that lowering my testosterone. And yeah, I didn't realize there was a conspiracy between my legs with the underwear company. Come to find out, I guess there's a conspiracy with our socks, a conspiracy with our T-shirts, our clothes. It's in the air.
I wouldn't say it's a conspiracy. It's the truth, but
well, no, it's a conspiracy, but it's true. It's a true. I mean, most conspiracies I found out over the years are true. So yeah, it's true. It's not just some made up fantasy fiction. No, it's true. And
it's not like tinfoil hats.
no, well,
fiction.
people will say they're always going to say it's tinfoil hats. Like everything's tinfoil hat. Oh, whatever. You know, you can eat whatever you want, do whatever. Yeah, well, you know what? There's consequences.
Right.
There's consequences to everything. So if you want to wear polyester underwear, you know, and if you want to brush your teeth with microplastics seeping into your gums, you know, go for it. If you know, my wife, we just got out of the sauna earlier, and she was wearing her little expensive glasses there, which actually the frames are,
Plastic.
made with plastic. She wore her little glasses into the sauna.
Well, the only reason I wore my glasses in the sauna is because we have a TV monitor on the wall, and we were watching the new Tucker Carlson interview.
We were.
And I couldn't see it, so I put on the glasses, and I should have known better.
Right. So
But now I have 2 pimples right here on my nose from the plastic.
Right. I mean, if anybody, Jennifer Williams should know that, when the pores are opening up in that sauna and she's
I did
sweating,
know. I just did it anyway.
She
but-
knows. I know she knows. I even took mine off. And, so it's wild. I mean, but hey, you're, sitting on towels, and what are the towels made of? That's like everything. You're wiping yourself off with towels getting out of the sauna. It's like, what is this towel made of? It's
Well, the
like,
one I put down in there is 100% cotton.
praise
so-
God.
But we're
Praise
still
God.
getting the
Yeah,
glyphosate.
it's layers. I'm finding out.
not organic.
layers. It's not organic. It's it's not cotton 100%. Or there's mixtures here. There's all these different things.
Well, isn't that interesting that the Bible talks about mixed fabric?
That was wild.
So
I
it's
mean,
like we know why.
when we found out why, it wasn't. Just go ahead and say, okay. So people try to come up to you on the streets, and they're coming against the gospel, and they're saying, "Oh, you're wearing mixed fabrics." Da 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 da. And I've always obviously believed that was a Levitical law that was good for that time, and it was to the spiritual meaning was of separation. A separation between saints and sinners, or believers and unbelievers, but it goes way deeper than that. So what's one of the revelations that we've come to know now, even through the fabrics, about mixing the wool with, say, like linen
Yeah.
and wool, and then what's like polyester or these different fabrics? Like what was it exactly?
Right. So each fabric carries a frequency. So, I mean, this whole world is made up of frequencies, whether you believe it or not. Some people are going to like sit there and say, oh, like she's doing witchcraft or New Age or whatever. But I mean, it's the fact, it's the truth. You can look it up. So each fabric type of fabric has a frequency. And so I believe that linen has like a 1500 whatever measurement of
Right.
frequency it is, and so does wool, and then cotton is a lot less, and polyester is 0. So when you're wearing polyester, which is recycled plastic, it brings your body frequency to 0. So that's why you want to have linen sheets on your bed, when you want to sleep in linen. And so when you're mixing these fabrics, the one, if it's not at the same frequency or whatever, it'll take away from the other,
Right.
leaving your body with a negative charge. So you want to be clothed in the right material.
Right, because some of them cancel it out, and some of them, like you said, are negative.
Yeah,
so they're
will
actually,
bring your body frequency down to 0, and that's
Right.
what the polyester does, the plastic.
right, and that doesn't even include that. That's the frequency, but
Right.
that doesn't even include all of the
Right,
microplastics going into your body, nanoplastic, microplastics
Sure.
going into your body that are poisoning you. So,
So
you know,
I had wrote down a definition in case people, because when like I started the journey to get rid of the microplastics about 2 or 3 years ago. And before that, it was just kind of like, what is a microplastic? So I wrote down the definition right here. Microplastics are typically defined as plastic particles smaller than 5 millimeters. Nanoplastics are even smaller. So they originate from fragmentation of larger plastics, synthetic textiles, tire wear, coatings, and construction materials, food contact materials. So that would be like your plastic utensils that you're using to cook your food with, your plastic containers that you're storing your food in. And it's also found in household dust and airborne particles. So it's everywhere. And we cannot just turn it off completely, because we're going to get it, whether we're breathing it in the air or, wearing it on us or whatever. But there's ways that we can go about reducing the amount of plastic and microplastic that we have around us that we come in contact with. I read a study earlier that said on average, people consume 1 credit card worth of plastic per week. And when these scientists were doing studies on the brains of cadavers, they found enough plastic in the brain comparable to a plastic spoon's worth.
wow, a plastic spoon's worth. Yes, I just so happened to bring a plastic spoon down here. So this is how much plastic that they're finding in cadavers, like like their brains, right?
Yes.
Right. And so obviously it's not a spoon.
not
but
shaped like a
It's
spoon.
not shaped like a spoon, but if you were to gather all the particles of the plastic in there, and the thing is, I mean, okay, well, we say we eat, a credit card worth a week, and hey, that much is in my body when I die. Well, who cares? There's all this room in my body, but it's not just, it's just sitting in there doing nothing. I mean, this is being linked with lots of sicknesses, right?
Right. And then this is what I wrote down too. It says, where have microplastics been found in the body? Scientists have detected micro and nanoplastics in a range of human tissues and fluids, including the blood, lungs, liver, reproductive tissues, joints, blood vessels, and placenta, as well as bodily fluids such as blood, semen, and breast milk. And so they're also finding it in like men's testicles.
Testicles, right.
And even newborn babies, when they're born, besides the placenta, they're finding it in the babies. So the babies are getting the microplastics in them from in utero.
Born with plastic in them, and these are causing diseases. These are causing, sicknesses and all types of different things, and it's being linked with
Dementia.
and Parkinson and different things like that. And the Bible says in Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. And so people think this doesn't matter, or what's this have to do with a Christian? Christians don't need to worry about these things. Another verse I had here, which we talk about sometimes, was 1 Corinthians 3:16 and 17. That says, know ye not that ye are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you? If any man defile the temple of God, him God shall destroy, for the temple of God is holy, which temple you are. So people want to use that against cigarettes, or they want to use that for some other things. But hey, you start to touch a man's idols, because he loves that pizza, or he loves that, bread and sweets and all those things. And we've talked about that before in our health update. But I tell you what, we really need to pay attention to this, because there's things that we can do, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. How we can, we might not be able to 100% eliminate these plastics going into us, but we definitely can reduce the number. And my wife and I actually, while we were up in Detroit, we watched a little bit of a documentary.
Well, wait, before you go into that, we were not able to do the health update on Sunday because we were out of town. So in the past week, how much weight have you lost?
Not much, because I didn't do that great. I was up and down a little bit. I'm 212, so I only lost like 1 pound. So praise God.
Okay, I lost 2.
But I've been lifting weights though, so I think I'm putting on some muscle.
You need to you need to use my scale so you could, I have this scale that measures. We talked about that.
Yeah,
before.
she's got a crazy scale that measures
It's not
everything.
crazy.
I don't
It's a
think
good scale.
I know it's crazy good. Like, I don't want to know all that stuff. I don't want to know how fat I am. I mean, I'm working on it. I'm doing good. I mean,
but it's not only for that. It tells you like how much muscle mass you have.
I know. That's
so
really
like
scary,
as you're transitioning to like less weight, you want to make sure that the muscle is going up, and then your water content, your bone density, all those things. So anyway, that's
trying
our
to put
health update.
try to put a label
We're still
on
on
me.
track. We're doing good.
Yes,
We're gonna tighten it up.
I know. See, that puts a label on me when I get all those numbers. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, you're this, you're that, you're this, you're borderline this. You're.
Well, no, it's good to. I mean, even if it says you're borderline whatever, it's like, okay, I'm borderline whatever, but what can I do to like get my numbers down?
That's true.
So that's the key.
True.
It holds you accountable.
It does hold you accountable.
And I hold you accountable.
And you have been holding me, and I've been holding you accountable as well. So we've been doing good. But yeah, as far as the weight measure, I only went 1 pound down for the week, and but that's good. Hey, we've done good, and traveling. That's kind of over the years, in my life, especially when I travel, that's the time where it's easier to put on weight. But we had victory with the eating, I'm sure, while we went to Detroit, because we packed ahead. We took a cooler, and we made a bunch of food ahead of time, and didn't go out to eat with the saints and things like that, because if you do, then you end up having stuff you shouldn't have. So overall, we did really good, and feeling good too. So so my wife was talking when we first came on about a video, and I had it queued up
what are you
here already
doing? Well, wait,
of,
are those
myself here.
polyester
Let's, go back
underwear?
here. Well, let me start it from the beginning here. All right, what was said? All right, okay, here we go.
Hey, JW, what are you doing? Well, wait, are those polyester underwear?
Well,
Check them out. Let's see.
yeah, let me see. Yes, 94% recycled polyester. So yes, I'm throwing away all of my polyester underwear that were leaching into my skin and poisoning me with microplastics and robbing me of testosterone and destroying my body. So they're going into the trash, and I'm getting all organic cotton and organic materials. So I'm not being poisoned to death by my underwear. Next up is the socks.
Yay!
Hilarious. Yeah. I mean, that was like, some of those were kind of new. I mean, I've been known to have underwear for a long time. And so it kind of hurt a little bit, but not too much. Once you know what's going on, once your eyes are opened. I was talking to a brother about in Detroit, just about health stuff. And like, oh yeah, Brother Gabe, I was just telling him, like, it's almost like that when you get born again, when you become a Christian, like your eyes get open to different things in your life. And so this was like kind of getting born again in a new way, when these layers of deception are being peeled away, and you're beginning to understand like your body, and understand like what the devil is trying to, other ways he's trying to kill you. You see, we know the devil's come to kill, steal, and destroy, but we always think, oh, he's trying to come through all these different types of sins and things like that. But we don't realize he's also trying to kill you quickly with the food you eat, and with, some of the other habits and patterns and things that you do in your life. And another verse was 1 Thessalonians 5:21, prove all things, hold fast to that which is good. So, so it really hit home throwing away the underwear. Now, I'm going to be going through a lot of my clothes and slowly getting rid of things, that I shouldn't be wearing. Like, I mean, these clothes, so much polyester in these clothes,
Right.
So it's just crazy.
Right. And
what's going on with these things.
like you were saying, like the devil, like, so this is all by design. Like, whether we want to look at it through spiritual lenses or not, it is. The devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And so when we are using things that are plastic, and these microplastics are getting in us, and different things like that, it's like, what's happening? Well, it's stealing our health. Who's doing that? The enemy, the devil. He comes to kill, steal, and destroy.
Right.
And so if we're not aware of these things, which a lot of people aren't aware of these things, and if you're not, or your eyes haven't been open to it till now, it's okay. Like I said, about 2 or 3 years ago when I started, it was like I was starting to look into microplastics. I had heard about it. And the first thing that I did was I got rid of all of the plastic cutting boards that I had, which all had the ridges in them. You cut your food on it, and they have all these ridges from where the knife hits the plastic, and those particles are going into your food. So I got rid of the plastic cutting boards. I replaced it. At first, I had gotten glass. But when you cut with the glass, it's kind of, it's weird. I didn't like the feeling so much. So I transitioned over to bamboo. And I got rid of the Teflon. We're going to do that in another show. So we'll go into that more when we do that show. But I got rid of the Teflon pots.
DuPont is evil. Side note. Yeah.
Yes. So I transitioned over to either all stainless steel or ceramic. But you have to be careful with that too, because some of the ceramic coatings are toxic. So you want to go with a good company that has non-toxic. I got the ceramic. I got a green pan air fryer, no plastic in there. Switched the cooking utensils to bamboo wood.
Right.
I think I said that already. Or I have stainless steel. Don't have any aluminum either. So I got rid of all of the aluminum spoons and forks. I just use stainless steel. And also another quick fix is straws. And so a long time ago, like maybe I'm talking about like 5 years ago or more, I don't know, whenever Ruben was alive, I remember Ruben was saying, oh, in California, they got rid of the plastic straws and they have paper straws. And at the time I was like, oh, that's crazy. But now it's like I'm understanding why. So I go with these.
They were just trying to save the turtles, though. They weren't caring about you or me. They just wanted to save the turtles.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I mean, they deserve to live too.
I know, though. I know.
But
I know.
So anyway, I got these. These are stainless steel straws. I'm not really a big straw, drinking things with straws. But if I do, like, I'll go with the stainless steel straw. So that's.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But we've used those before. But yeah, we don't use them much. But yeah, no, I wasn't saying that it wasn't good for us. But the thing is, Wicked California, it's good for us, but really the justification for it that I heard them saying was like because of all the straws in the ocean.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, because they don't want you to know, really. They don't want you to know that it's your health, really. So I don't know. I always just heard like it was like, oh, they were in the ocean, which is bad, of course. But
right. Well, I mean, think about.
But our bodies. But I never heard of it being in our bodies, though.
Right. Well, think about how many people eat fish and stuff like that. Yeah. Like the oceans are like polluted,
full of it
with plastic, and then so you go and eat fish, and thinking you're eating healthy, but you're eating just a mouthful of plastic.
Exactly. But I never knew. I never knew all this plastic stuff was going on. I never knew. But it's like. They're saying it's in our blood, it's in our brains, it's in our bodies, it's everywhere. All this plastic, and I'm eating a credit card worth of plastic a week, you said? I mean, that's crazy. I've heard like every year people are like eating like 5 or 10 spiders crawling into their mouth, but I'm actually eating plastic.
Right. And your body doesn't break down the plastic. So it's like, I've heard people kind of argue with it. Oh, well, so what if I'm eating plastic? Well, your body is not breaking it down. And so it's causing your cells to have inflammation and as well as, the other the other health issues that we said. It's not being broken down and eliminated throughout the body. So there's a rise in cancers, colon cancers on the rise, infertility. There's a lot of issues that are on the rise, Alzheimer's, dementia. You know, and so so another thing is the plastic water bottles that people drink out of. So the microplastic is found in water. So, I mean, you might think, well, okay, I'm not drinking tap water, I'm buying bottled water. Well, the plastic bottle water, the plastic is leaching into the water, especially if it's hot. So we don't know how long those bottles have been sitting in a warehouse, how long they've been sitting on a truck before you even get it. So I drank, let me see that. You could hold it up. We either drink glass, sparkling water, or we have a Berkey filter, and the Berkey filter filters out 98.9% of microplastics out of your water. So you need a good water filter that specifically filters out microplastics.
Right. Amen. Yes. Amen. I agree. And then also my wife hit me to these as well. I don't know exactly.
They're borax glass.
Borax glass. Yeah. So I think she got them on Amazon, huh?
No, I got it from Berkey.
Berkey. So yeah, they came in like a pack of 4 or something like that. But yeah, we just fill these up instead of using the plastic bottles. I mean, I know many people that use plastic bottles. I mean, they're like drinking 6 or 8 of them a day.
Right.
And I didn't know. So let's check this video out. Here's a clip right here. And
it's Dr. Paul Salandino.
Dr. Paul Salandino. Let's see what he's got to say about these bottles.
Do glass bottles contain more microplastics than plastic bottles? A recent study suggested this is the case, but it's not that simple. Let me break it down for you guys. Actually, I'm not worried about glass bottles at all. The products in that study that actually had the highest amount of microplastics, orders of magnitude higher than glass bottles, were things like beer, lemonade, and sodas. If you go even further and look at that study, they only tested for larger plastics, not nanoplastics, the smallest fragments of microplastics. Multiple other studies have been done looking at plastic bottles and the amount of nanoplastics they contain, and they have found hundreds of thousands of nanoplastics per liter in plastic bottles. The study that many people reference now, saying that glass bottled water contains microplastics, had 2 to 4 microplastics per liter in glass bottles, of the bigger kind of microplastics. Plastic bottles, hundreds of thousands of nanoplastics. Okay, glass bottles are clearly better. The other problem with plastic bottles that this study is missing is all of the endocrine disrupting chemicals in the plastic of this bottle that are going into the water. These are things like BPA, BPS, BPE, potentially other chemicals, plasticizers that are in this bottle that are going into the water that are not being tested for. So when it comes to water in a grocery store, if you're traveling or you want it for your home, spring water in a glass bottle is clearly the best choice. Plastic bottle is far, far worse. Do not be misled by this study, guys. Do glass...
Wow.
Yeah. And so not only the glass or plastic bottles, so now, like, what about cans? So I know a lot of people drink soda out of cans or whatever out of cans, and we were just drinking out of cans. But, you know, after I've been, you know, it's like an onion, right? So it's like little by little, you want to get these things out of your life.
Yeah, we were drinking the sparkling mineral water and all that. Most of them come in cans as well. And so, like, some of them come in bottles, but yeah, we thought we were doing good. I mean, and like you said, it's layers, so it's not.
Right.
And this isn't to condemn anybody. I mean, like, wherever you're at, you can start with little things.
Little switches, you know, because it could become overwhelming. Like when I started throwing away the pots and pans and the cutting board and stuff like that, I was overwhelmed because I knew I had read the studies on what it was doing to our bodies and stuff like that. And I was like, man, I got to get rid of everything. And sometimes if you're on a tight budget, getting rid of everything and replacing everything is costly. So if you could make little changes here and there, you know, baby steps towards a bigger goal, it adds up.
Right, like the underwear. Like that's kind of, you know, a place where I just started recently is just getting rid of the underwear.
With the underwear, you want to get organic cotton, 100% organic cotton. Now, if you can't afford the 100% organic cotton, just go with the 100% cotton.
Right. You can get hemp too, I saw.
Yeah, you can get hemp. You could get linen too. Linen underwear, good. You could even get wool underwear.
Right.
So it's like merino wool. And I
Right.
ordered some bras and exercise stuff in the wool. You know, when you're working out and you're sweating, you know, that stuff is just being absorbed into your body. And so you see like there's a rise in breast cancer. And so why? Because your lymphatic system is right here. And so all of that polyester is going in, the plastic is going in your body and it's clogging up your lymph nodes. And so also going back to the cans, like underneath that aluminum is plastic. And that goes for like food that comes in cans as well. It's sitting in plastic.
Wow. Want to check this
Yeah.
video? Want to check this video? We got a video about cans here. She's talking about. So let's see what it says here.
Guess how many microplastics they found in a can of Coke?
How many?
So plastic bottles, 250,000 microplastics per liter, 3.7 million in a single can of Coke.
250,000 in this guy.
In the plastic bottle.
Versus 15 times more, 16 times more than just that.
Right? The numbers just mean that on a daily basis, we are ingesting millions and millions of nanoplastics. And if you look at this, when you actually assay this, they've been found in every single man that's ever been studied in their testicles. They've been found in brain, ovaries, kidneys. Every organ in our body is full of these particles. They can directly be damaging to our ability to produce hormones. These little particles of plastic, and I know I sound doom and gloom here, but I'm just giving information so people can make better choices. They can carry, like a Trojan horse, BPA, endocrine disruptor, right? PFAs, forever chemicals, pesticides. They can carry phthalates. Reducing our exposure to plastic is probably one of the single most important things we could do in our lives for men or women. Guess how many?
Wow. Man, this stuff blows me away. I didn't know any of this stuff. I really didn't. You know what? You know, when we first got married, I was flipping eggs with plastic from the dollar store. You know, they got the plastic, you know, they melt. You know, you might get a little too hot and it's melting into your eggs and stuff. Man.
Right.
I mean, I'm telling you, man, this stuff blows me away. Like, I can't believe that. That this plastic stuff is literally killing people, you know. I mean, and they're keeping you alive though, just so they can dope you up with medicine and keep you alive long enough to suck the life out of you. I guess I don't know what's going on, but it's sad, and I'm happy that we know these things, that we're learning. You know, that I'm learning.
Sure.
You know, she's even learning more. So this is just wild. Yeah. So yeah, we've got some other clips. Do you want to talk about this next one?
Yeah, so another area to be aware of is your coffee. So I'll do a whole nother show on the coffee itself, because if you're not getting 100% organic coffee, you're drinking mold.
Right.
So that's what's in the coffees, most of the coffees that's not 100% organic coffee. And when you are getting those little pods to put in the Keurig or whatever, it's the Keurig, right? Those little pods of coffee,
Right.
it's plastic.
Yep.
And so with the hot water going into that, it's just leaching the plastic right into your cup. So we have a video on that as well.
Yeah, it's been quite a while since I've had a Keurig, but I remember I used to have them, and you would be like, you just give me that look like, no.
Throw it away.
Throw it away.
Throw it away.
And we did. It's been a while now.
Yeah,
And,
so now what we use, I have a stainless steel, like a boiler, water boiler.
Right.
And so it's like a little kettle. And so wait, I got a hair in my face, sorry.
It's all right.
So anyway, but we have a stainless steel kettle that boils the water, and we have 100% Anthony's organic
Right.
coffee.
Right.
And so we just use instant. We put like a spoon of that in, and then pour the water from the stainless steel.
Yeah, and I love it. It's
Yeah,
really
so
good.
it
Super
makes
good.
a difference. It really does.
It really does.
Or if you don't want to use that, they make other choices. You can get like a drip. Like they have little systems for the drip, and then the filters that people put in their coffee maker. Like the whole coffee maker is plastic.
Right.
So with the filter, you're just getting that plastic poured into your cup.
They have something
So-
what's called a French press or something?
Yeah,
like
you
a
can,
French
yes,
press.
you can get like glass or stainless steel and just like drip your own coffee.
Right.
And then the filters, the coffee filters themselves,
Right.
whether if they're white, they're bleached. And so you're getting like forever chemicals coming out of that and microplastics in that. So they do have like biodegradable coffee filters that you can buy if you still want to use that coffee machine that's just melting the plastic into your cup.
Get rid of it.
Go ahead, but throw
rid
it
of it.
away.
Throw it away.
We threw ours away.
Throw the plastic utensils away. Throw all that plastic coffee maker away. Get rid of the Keurig cups with the K cups. Now they do have some cups that I think that they have like metal, like Keurig.
Yeah, you can get
like
you can
metal,
get stainless steel.
stainless
So
steel
let's
ones.
watch the
So
video.
yeah, check this video out. Make these small changes.
I used to use K-Cups every single day until I learned the plastic is being leached into my coffee. Yep, that's right. When hot water is forced through the K-Cup during the brewing process, it can cause the plastic to break down, releasing tiny plastic particles known as microplastics into your coffee. These microplastics are then ingested when the coffee is consumed. Instead, you could get stainless steel K-Cups, a pour-over, French press, or espresso and coffee machines that use reusable metal filters. These methods eliminate the risk of ingesting microplastics. Comment swap and I'll send you the link to shop these.
Yeah.
Yeah. And another thing is, so since we're talking about hot beverages, people who like to drink tea. So the tea bags that, just a regular everyday store tea bag is bleached. So you're getting chemicals from the tea bag itself and microplastics in the tea bag. So you could switch that out. You could, like, I wanted to bring the little show and tell, but I couldn't find it. But I have a stainless steel, it's like kind of like the stainless steel cup that she was talking about, but you put the tea in there and then you just seep that in. Or you can buy online, they have like biodegradable tea bags, or just look for tea bags that are non-bleached.
Yes. Let me pull up another video. Well, do you remember what this one is about right here?
Yeah,
The
so
next
that's
one?
just basically, you could play that. That's what's in the ocean right now.
In our waterways. Is that our
Yeah.
waterways? Okay, I'll bring up the one about our waterways here. And then, all right, so the waterways.
That's all plastic pellets in there. Plastic pellet.
Start that one over again.
I'm in Point Comfort on the Gulf Coast in Texas, and there's something dangerous lurking in this water.
Oh, wow. That's all plastic pellets in there. Plastic pellet, plastic pellet, plastic pellet.
Microplastics have shown up in the blood, brains, and testicles of nearly every human tested.
Microplastics.
Microplastics are everywhere.
They've been found in almost every organ in the body.
We're eating and drinking more plastic than we might have realized.
And you might be likely to blame your own personal behavior for this junk ending up in your body.
Swap out that plastic cutting board.
Plastic is being leached into my coffee.
But it's not all from your cutting board or water bottle. Plants like this one are producing a form of microplastics that are relatively unknown and nearly completely unregulated. Formosa, a Taiwanese company, has had a presence in Texas since 1979. They fought hard to get quick approval for constructing their chemical plant near waterways. The state and federal regulatory agencies decided the impact of the plant and its expansion were minimal in comparison to what they saw as an economic boon for the area. But the only boon was a boon of plastic waste everywhere.
It was in people's swimming pools. It was on their cars, covering their cars. So it was everywhere, except it was total denial, and the state wouldn't do anything. They would have maybe a 2,000-pound release. And it was like all over the yard. It's all over the cement. It's in the ditches. It's overflowing. And they eventually reported 2 pounds. 2 pounds to the EPA, and it was over 2,000.
So what does this all mean for you? Well, it could be making all of us sick. Researchers at the University of Vienna have even linked microplastic ingestion to colorectal cancer. At the same time, we're seeing more and more of that cancer among surprisingly young people. The effects on the endocrine system, that's where hormones are produced, are widely documented. And microplastics are showing up in fetuses and placenta. We have no idea what this will do to our next generations.
It's real concerning to read all these papers that come out and hear that there are microplastics in our organs. you know, what long-term impacts is that going to have? You know, do we have a real answer for that yet?
And it's important to remember it didn't have to be this way. This is all about profit. Keeping these particles out of our waterways would cost these companies more money. Pumping out more and more plastic products is profitable. But is any of that savings getting passed on to you, or only the chemicals that are poisoning you?
Unfortunately, I think we're probably going to learn the hard way of, you know, what the real impact is over time.
For today, plastics are changing the appearance of our everyday world.
I'm in point.
So you know what I thought of too watching that video. I don't know if you remember this or not, but remember maybe a couple of years ago, like after a snowfall, they had people around the United States that were taking some snow that had fallen, and they were actually trying to set it on fire. Just, you know, because people were noticing that the snow didn't look normal. Like it wasn't like regular snow. So they were taking handfuls of the snow and they were trying to set it on fire, and it wasn't melting. And so what kind of like what that lady said, that after they had that whatever explosion at the chemical plant, that it was found all over people's swimming pools, all over people's windshields. So it made me think of the snow. So what people had as snow, it wasn't snow at all. It was a bunch of plastic.
It's crazy. Like, yeah, it's like once you know this and once you dig into it, you know, and we've just scratched the surface, really. Like you really begin to see, like, we really got to pay attention to this and not just overlook
blow
it.
it off,
Yeah,
right?
like you'll never like put on like you know, taking a shower or you know, putting on your clothes or whatever. It's like everything. It's all because it seems like it's all because of the love of money too.
Right. So they're not worrying about consumers. They're not worrying about people's health, because if they could do something cheaper, it's for profit. So they're not caring about what it's doing to you. They're only caring about how can they profit, how can they make more. And so when people become aware of these things and start making the switches, then some of these businesses will, you know, they'll probably still be in business, because not everybody's going to make the switch. But I mean, we can, though. Once you become aware of these things, you make small changes. So another thing is plastic containers.
Right.
So when I moved here, you had a lot of Tupperware, a lot of plastic.
Still a few, and they got to go.
And so we threw away all of those. And when we have food, we store them in glass containers. And then also think about this, like when you have leftovers and you're covering your leftovers with the saran wrap, just straight plastic over your food, and then you put it in the microwave and that plastic on top is just melted. Or if you have like TV dinners or whatever the case is, they tell you just to peel off the little side, but that's leaching into your food. I recommend throwing away the microwave. The microwave is just radiating your food. I don't use the microwave. He uses the microwave, sometimes not with food, but very rarely. The microwave is
warm up a cup of coffee.
zapping the nutrients out of your food.
Yeah,
Just
might
throw
warm up a
away
cup
the
of coffee.
microwave altogether. But we made the switch to all glass containers to store our food. So
Right.
some little changes here
What
and
about
there.
and you know, we do still have some like Ziploc type bags up there. And
No.
Well, we have some up there, but I mean, we're getting rid of them.
Yeah,
like,
so
you know.
so we made the switch to these.
Right, we're switching.
So these are
Bio bag.
biodegradable bags. And wait, watch, let me get one out. I mean, so it looks just like a Ziploc bag,
Right.
but it's not that type of plastic. So you see, it's a little green baggie right here, and it is. You could put it in your compost, and it's not the plastic. So
How
make
much?
the switch.
How much do they cost?
So I mean, I don't know how much a box of the plastic is, but these at Whole Foods, and I'm sure they have them other places than Whole Foods, but these at Whole Foods were like $6.
Okay, so,
it's not
probably
that bad.
just a little bit more than the Ziplocs, probably not much. And I saw a guy that was doing this like a Costco swap or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, this guy did a Costco. What's that guy's name? Channel name? GF Butter or something? Or
No, GF Beef
GF
on
Beef.
Instagram. Oh, he's amazing.
GF Beef on
Oh,
Instagram.
he recreates every food, every processed food that people eat, just to show you what's in it.
Yeah.
And it's mind blowing. So you want to play the
Yeah, I'll
next
play
video?
it. But yeah, the GF beef. Anyways, he said Costco has them too, so you can see those bio bags at different places. But yeah, we'll play this video here.
And, and if I get you don't want to be microwaving these. And, and if I get microplastics into my food, what's the net impact? What's the harm of that?
Well, microplastics don't break down. They don't go away. Again, they're accumulating in human tissues. So they've actually been found in a whole number. I'm pretty sure they're all over the body at this point. We just have to see the evidence to know, right? And so they're in human lungs, blood, in the gut tissue. They're in heart. They're in brain. They are in the placenta. They're also in penis. And they have been detected in...
There's microplastics in my penis?
Yes, there could be. Studies have shown that. And even in newborn babies. So when babies are born, they have their first bowel movement, which is known as meconium. And in the meconium, microplastics have been found. So that means babies are being exposed to microplastics in utero. They're being born with plastics in their body.
And what's the risk of that?
Well, the risk is that they don't go away, number one. And on a cellular level, they're causing inflammation and oxidative stress. And oxidative stress is free radical damage. And what that means is if you ingest these microplastic particles, which everyone is, and they're in your tissues, and your body cannot get rid of them, then they're basically like the equivalent of 1 million little fires all over your body. And
you don't want to be microwaving these. And
praise the Lord. God is good. And I tell you what. Yeah. That kind of reminds of an interview. There's like the devil called you on your cell phone. It's like Tucker was in an interview and he was like, the angel of death called you on the cell. Like, yeah.
So I wasn't laughing at the video.
Right,
just,
right.
You know,
inside jokes here.
Yes.
Inside jokes.
I am immature. Okay, so anyway, another thing that we found out. Well, I found out, but he just found out. He's working on it.
I'm working on it.
He's working on it.
I'm working on it.
So in our toothbrushes.
No.
So we have switched over to these. I don't know if you could see it or not, but they're called primal toothbrushes. And so it's a bamboo stick or brush, whatever you want to say, and then the hairs on it are
boar hair.
Yeah, so those are, and then you don't want to get the ones that are just glued in. Because
no, make sure they're not glue. Make sure there's no glue, no nylon.
Right.
Go ahead.
So these are woven in. So these are great. You could buy a 4-pack online. So we switched out the toothbrush. And do you have that on your phone that I sent you that said how many microplastics get in every time you brush your teeth?
I don't know. I don't think I have that of it like handy, but I can
look up in your text messages because I sent it to you. And so it's not only the toothbrushes, but I mean it's in everything. And so when it's in your mouth, you know, you're brushing your teeth with that, or your tongue or whatever, and the plastics are just leaching in.
Which one did you send that today, or?
Let me see. I think I sent it to you a few days ago when we were out of town.
Yeah, you've sent me a lot.
Yeah.
You sent me a lot. Yeah, so she sends me a lot. So yeah, it's crazy, and it goes right into your gums. So yeah, these microplastics are just ridiculous. But no, honey, I mean it's there's so much here.
Oh, I send him a lot of texts.
She sends me a lot of texts. Like I'm going through it. Yeah, but I will. But let me tell you this. I happened to forget my bamboo toothbrush on our trip to Detroit. I had my microplastic toothbrush with me.
Yeah, I caught him.
And I was caught in between using my microplastic toothbrush that is poisoning my gums and filling me with microplastics and robbing me of testosterone and potentially causing all of these horrible things. And so my beautiful wife here, she brought her fancy dancy bamboo boarhead toothbrush made in Hawaii. She brought hers, and it was just sitting so lovely on the counter there in the bathroom with that non-fluoride special toothpaste that she uses, and I use it too. Well, I was stuck. I was in a conundrum. It was either use her toothbrush or go get my plastic toothbrush that's slowly killing me out of my bag. And I used her toothbrush. And then she asked me.
I knew you did. I knew you used it.
But she still asked me, did you use my toothbrush? And I told her the truth. Yes, I used your toothbrush. I forgot mine.
I was like, why?
Yeah. So I was like, man, she's like, nobody likes people using their toothbrushes.
They don't. Nobody likes when other people use their toothbrush. I'm sorry. It's the truth.
I know. Well, I'm different, I guess, because I would let her use my toothbrush. But yeah, she got over it. She was okay. But listen, be careful not to use your wife or your husband's toothbrush because they might not like that. So I did use,
there has to be limits.
There's a limit. Well, she got over it. But she did say, she did make sure today, though, that I found my own toothbrush. But there are other options out there. But yeah, make sure that they are no nylon. Make sure, obviously, there's no plastics. Make sure there's no glue, because some of the cheap versions you'll find they actually have some type of toxic glue that they hold the bristles in there,
and it gets mold
and
on it too.
And they're nylon or plastic, and they get mold. So yeah, be careful. There are some other options besides Primal. Primal's out there. Primal seems to kind of be one of the more expensive options, but I think there's a couple more options out there. You might not have to spend $10 per toothbrush or whatever like that. Sorry. Hey, I'm a bargain shopper. I'm a bargain shopper.
Yes,
okay, I like to find the good deal.
That.
But if
we
it's
know
not,
that,
but if it's
so.
not, but if it's but if it's
not.
well, she can be, I'm teaching her, and she's teaching me some things too.
I don't know about all of that.
I know. We're learning. We're both learning from each other. Like we're iron sharpen iron. Yeah, ironing. Where's
I don't know.
You want to do some ironing? So anyways, we are learning. Microplastics. It's an attack on humanity. And hey, we want to be healthy.
Right.
Like we want to be strong. We got 2 grandkids, little Tim and John, 2 and 4 years old. We want to be around for them. We want to be around for them if the Lord tarries. We just turning 50 this year. We have, of course, our children, of course, they're adults. I mean, but ranging from 18 to 29. But we want to be here for them. So hey, why wouldn't I? Switch to drinking out of glass bottles when I can. Why wouldn't I want to switch from the?
Why wouldn't you pay $10 for a toothbrush?
Well, because I can get it imported for probably $3 or $4 a piece.
Right, and you don't know how it's made and all of that. You're always trying to get the cheaper deal.
You got to get good reviews. You can find some companies. You can find some with smaller companies with good reviews.
Well, you go ahead and use them.
And then I will. And then you use glass. And what else? And the bio bags instead of Ziploc bags.
Okay.
And what else do we have?
The next thing that we have here in my little arsenal of stuff is
pray for me, y'all. Pray for me.
Whatever. Okay, so the next thing we have here is, what are you using to wash your clothes with?
Right.
Okay, so this is an old example of what people use. Like
you brought those here.
And those were, I did not.
Boom, you bought that bag.
I did not. No. My stepdad used these.
All right, your
and
stepdad.
So
But you brought those from Louisiana.
No, you packed them.
Okay.
You packed them because you were like, let's not waste.
We're gonna be honest here. We gotta be honest. Those
are
old. She brought those out. Those are like
okay. My stepdad did not care about anything, and so he used these. And a lot of people, he was absolutely, but he
didn't know.
He's from the generation where people, you trust the government, you trust the FDA and the whatever.
Right.
So he used these, and so what is this? It's toxins that are filled in plastic, and then when it melts, it leaches all of these chemicals onto your clothes as well as the plastic.
Wow.
And then you got to think about what are in your clothes too, with the hot water that's leaching all over. And so we made a switch out to these, and so these are Ecos. They're plant powered, so it's sheets. You just take one sheet and you put it in there with your clothes. I also use another brand. I'm not going to mention. He doesn't like the brand, but I use that. And when that runs out,
we still have it. So
I have the Young Living Thieves detergent. And so it's non-toxic.
No,
And
it is
these are
good, and it's
non-toxic.
good stuff. I just, like I said, we just had some issues because there's a lot of Mormons, and that's Mormons. I mean, one thing about Mormons, well, Mormons, I tell you, there's a lot of the Mormons are really health conscious, and they have some good businesses and companies, and that company just had a lot of Mormons. They're not all Mormons, but the ones that founded it.
That's that religious spirit.
I know, but I don't like. You know what? If I can find a company that's not Mormon, I'd rather use that. But hey, I'm telling you, I'm sure that these heathen companies are probably just as bad. But anyways, that was then. This is now. They do make some good products. They are overpriced though. But anyways, what else do we use?
So another thing that people need to switch out, besides that, the dishwasher pods. So they make
Right.
pods that are non-toxic and not in plastic. That's another thing. And then as what I was reading earlier that said basically it's in the air that we breathe. So they said to, make sure you're vacuuming and then the dust in the house. So make sure you're vacuuming your house often. And also I got a really good air filter, an air purifier from Allen. Very expensive, but it filters out the air in the home. And it gets rid of toxins. It gets rid of microplastics. It's definitely worth the money. So we have one in our bedroom, and we have one in the living room as well.
Yeah, that's nice. Those are really. They seem to be doing a good job. I mean, they change colors when things are healthy and all
so
that stuff.
the air filter itself, the machine, so when it detects toxins in the air, it will turn it has a little light by the power button. So the light by the power button will turn a color, whether it turns red, which is like danger, like it's detecting some kind of like toxin in the air, or it'll turn like maybe green, which is good, or blue, which is like it's picking up something in the air. So it's really good.
What were you doing the other day when it picked up like blue or something? It went from green to blue. You were like doing something.
I think I was like diffusing some essential oils.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, but no.
Which that's good. That's good for your breathing, and it's healthy.
But
And
the diffuser itself is, I'm going to have to switch it out. The diffuser itself is plastic. So when that's heating up with shooting out the essential oils,
wow.
So it was the air filter was picking that up.
That's crazy.
I know. So I'm going to get a glass diffuser.
That's
I do
crazy.
have a
We do have
glass
a glass one
diffuser down here. I'm going to switch it out.
Yeah, and it's good diffusing those essential oils. I mean, even Pastor Rob at church, he had a lot of allergy. What he had?
Some allergy issues.
A lot of allergy issues and breathing issues and skin issues, and they started diffusing particular oils. And it actually cleared it up, over a period of time, and they couldn't find anything. So yeah, there's actually a lot of good health benefits. But yeah, that's funny though, diffusing it out of plastic, and you ended up adding on plastic with it. So
I kept wondering, why is the air filter turning red whenever I diffuse something?
Wow.
And I never put that together. Because it's
crazy.
plastic. It's a
crazy.
plastic diffuser. Well, that's why.
Yeah.
So I mean, but that's good to know that the air filter, which was, I think I got 2 of them for $600. So it's good to know that the money was well spent.
Money well spent.
Money
That's
well
right.
spent,
Yeah,
right.
general.
It works.
That's good, and it's worth it. Our health is worth it.
Yeah.
And we just got to get out of the mindset of just doing things the cheapest because but we need to really look at the big picture, and if we can prolong our health, and this is something that is going to help us and prolong our life, and quality of life will be better, and all these different things, then we should do that when we can. And like it's layers, like we were talking about. It's one thing at a time. And this next video I want to bring up is about the effects on the brain, because we were just talking about the brain and just the air quality, and things coming into the water and all these different things. Well, this is a short clip about the effects on the brain.
Scientists just found out that our brains are accumulating microplastics faster than any other organ in our bodies, increasing in concentration by about 6% per year. Researchers from the University of New Mexico dissolved brain tissue in a lye solution, which broke down the neurons and blood vessels and left behind a slurry containing thousands of tiny plastic particles. By analyzing the brains of 52 human cadavers, half from 2016 and half from 2024, the team discovered an increase in plastic concentration of 50% over an 8-year period. On average, the brain sampled contained about 7 grams of microplastics, roughly the weight of an average plastic spoon. These tiny shards of plastic are in the nanometer range, usually around 1,000 times thinner than a human hair. They are small enough to pass through our cell membranes, and here they can wreak nano havoc by causing cells to rupture or leak. To make matters worse, the study also found that up to 10 times the amount of microplastic is found in the brains of dementia patients compared to healthy brains, potentially linking microplastics to neurodegenerative diseases. The next phase of research is to use this new and improved method of analysis to look at much larger studies to see if an increased level of plastic in the brain maps to other diseases like Alzheimer's. Although by the time these new findings are released, at this rate I will be more action man than actual man. If you like science and maintaining the plasticity of your brain, follow for more. Scientists just...
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, it matters. Right?
Yeah.
This
Oh,
is-
absolutely.
that's what we want to say. Ah, don't matter. Give me a plastic.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's eat from that plasticware. You know, it's Memorial Day. It was just Memorial Day weekend this past. You know, probably so much plasticware was being used in plastic cups, plasticware, grilling with plastic, you know, utensils, and you know, who cares, right? You know, give me that. Yeah, getting your Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts or whatever coffee every morning, and
Right.
they're putting
The
that
coffee
hot,
cups.
yeah,
Yeah,
putting that
it's
hot coffee
plastic.
into your into your coffee cups. I mean,
It seems like it's a paper cup, but it's not. It's plastic.
it's plastic.
Yeah. So
plastic.
hot coffee in the to-go cups. You know,
Right.
switch that out. You know, just use a real cup. Use a mug.
Right.
We got rid of our plastic. Well, John's plastic cup.
Get rid of them. Hey,
We
get
got rid of.
rid-
I got rid of mine years ago. Just started using glass instead to drink out of, and plates as well. You don't want to use paper plates; those are coated
With
with
plastic.
forever chemicals. And you putting hot food on a paper plate or putting it in a microwave because you want to save time with the dishes. You just throw it away. But no, that's leaching chemicals onto your food. So just use real plates.
Now, Jennifer, now people out there are going to say, are microplastics really something to worry about? You know, there's so much stuff going on in the world right now, and you really want to bother us with these microplastics? Is it really something to worry about?
Absolutely.
Right.
And so, I mean, if you don't want to make any changes, then don't make any changes, just keep getting full of plastic. But,
Right.
I'm just saying, I'm not doing it.
Right.
I'm not doing it.
Yes.
That
same
that's all that
question.
matters.
Yeah, that same
Yeah.
question was asked on this interview right here. This next
Right.
interview, we're going to play it's a longer clip. You think probably play the whole clip. It's like 6 minutes.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
And that same question though was asked, are microplastics really something to worry about? And we believe yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Look, before we got married, I worked with a man that had dementia. And before that, I worked with a man that has Alzheimer's. Now, it's horrible. The way that you see somebody, like their brain degenerate, like it's
Right.
just, it's awful.
Right.
And so I don't want to be like that, and I don't want anybody else to be like that. So that's why we come on here and we're doing health episodes to kind of wake people up.
Right.
Because I hadn't heard of it until about 2 years ago when I started making changes, and half the world doesn't know about it. They
Right.
might have heard about it in passing, but didn't really think about everything that it's in.
Right.
Another thing, since I'm on a roll with it.
Roll with it.
You have these people use these fragrances in their house.
Uh-oh.
So the fragrances that are in those plug-in, I don't know,
Febreze?
like Glade or
Glade.
whatever plug-ins, and you put the little
Glade.
thing in there.
Yeah.
That's just straight plastic going into the air.
Right.
So I mean, it's in everything. Everything is in plastic, and so it's just eye-opening. It's in makeup too. So if you wear makeup, you want to get makeup that has no microplastics in it. I mean, it's literally in everything that we consume.
Man, I'm telling you, they're trying to kill us, and slowly they're slowly killing us. The devil's using evil people. Like, this isn't just like, God didn't make it this way. God didn't make it to where we would have all these plastics in us and causing all these, cancers and causing all these sicknesses and neurological issues with our brains and everything like that. Like, God did not intend for these plastics to be all up in our bodies. It's evil. And I had a verse that I put down, Proverbs 27:12. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. And so I believe you could apply that to knowing this information. A prudent or a wise man, he sees the evil of what's going on. and he hides himself from it. Well, what does that look like? Well, I'm starting to use glass bottles now, using the right toothbrushes, trying to buy the new types of clothes that I can not have these microplastics that are shedding every time I wash them or leaching into my body when I sweat. I mean, but it says the simple pass on and are punished. So many of us have the means to be able to make changes. And even if we don't have a lot of means, we can still make slow changes and be aware of these things. And so really, there's no excuse not to make a difference on this. So let's play this clip and see if we can get educated a little bit more on these plastics. What do you say, Jennifer?
Yes.
All right.
So I saw you just asked Trevin to pour your coffee into, and that was out of a paper cup into
Stainless steel, yeah.
Okay. What is the cause of that? Because that's one thing a lot of people are thinking of.
So there's there's been a lot of discussion around microplastics.
Yeah.
Like they're everywhere. They're in our clothes, they're in our food. We did this project where we said, okay, can we measure microplastics in my body? And so we did a few things. One is we measured microplastics in my blood and we measured microplastics in my semen.
Okay.
And so two distinct biological systems. And we wanted to look at semen because fertility is really important. And we wanted to because there was a few studies that showed that 100% of tested males,
men
have microplastics in their balls and their semen. And so we wanted to basically pose this question: could we do anything in life that would lower my microplastic burden in my body, in my blood, and on my semen? And so we did a few things. Like one is cups they use for hot coffee, they leach microplastics. The heat causes the leaching of microplastics. So when you're drinking that coffee, you're consuming microplastics. And so we did that plus a whole bunch of other things to reduce it. And we dropped my microplastic burden by 87% in both blood and semen. And so that was a big win for us because no one in the world had ever demonstrated that you can look at both those things and look at the remediations. And the second thing we saw is we think that part of the reduction was from the things we did, like removing plastic cups, plastic cutting boards, like trying to remove plastic from the house. Then also dry sauna. We think dry sauna was potentially, we're not sure, potentially the cause of reducing microplastics in the body overall. So it's it's the example of where if you hear a headline of like toxin, like microplastic is scary, we try to lay out a clear path of like, you can do these things to reduce your exposure and to bring your levels down. So we do that systematically over like a whole bunch of things. But yeah, that's why I basically try to avoid any material that would be warmed and leach microplastics, whereas stainless steel, you don't have that leaching problem.
Got it. And what about using just our microwaves and stuff like that? Are there microplastics in there? I hear recently that there's microplastics in our air fryers and stuff like that. Is that stuff true, or is that just a sales pitch for them to get you to get a new air fryer?
Yeah. I mean, if your air fryer, I was looking into air fryer recently, I think a lot of them are made with plastic. And so you're heating these materials to certain degrees where you're inevitably going to have off-gassing of microplastics. So I know this is the thing, is like once you realize that plastic is a target, you come to learn it's in everything. No, like everywhere you look. So even now, like after I've tried to purge my life from plastic, I will still, like, for example, here's an example. I was doing sauna to try to rid my body of toxins, including microplastics. I mistakenly used a towel that was 10% polyester and 90% cotton. So there I am trying to rid myself of toxins, and I'm using it on my body. Right?
With the polyester, right?
I'm like wiping my body with toxins. So like, that was an idiotic mistake. But like an example, like we're just finding this forever. So we got rid of I thought that was a cotton towel, but it wasn't. But we got rid of that. But it's just forever. It's amazing how omnipresent they are.
Yeah, I've actually been working with this company, American Giant, that they make. They've tried to use just American cotton and make their products just in America. Like that. I mean, just a top to bottom America only company that makes textiles or clothing, because they don't really even have those anymore.
Yeah.
I remember their journey was how do we even get a shirt made here? And it was seemingly impossible just because we don't have the looms or so many things we don't have. But we've been working on a cotton only underwear that would be just so it's only cotton, right? So you're not dealing with anything else.
That's awesome.
What fabrics have you found that are okay to kind of keep on your body that do not have microplastics in them? And which ones are the ones that people need to be wary of?
Yeah, there's a list. So, I mean, one is on the cotton stuff is everything I put into my body, we test, like all the food I eat. So we were testing clothing, and actually we tested a diaper where the portion of the diaper that absorbs the urine for the baby, we tested that, and it was like 8 times as high in glyphosate. So cotton, unexpectedly.
That's
right?
what's in the pesticides.
Exactly. So cotton is better than like a polyester, but cotton is also not it's not just pure, right? So there could be residual pesticides in your cotton. Like how fast does it come out? We don't know. But this is like, this is like dangerous because I think a lot of people listening are kind of like, oh my God, I give up. Like, what do I do?
Right.
But like, I want to give you hope. Like you just slowly peel back one layer after another, like chip away. It's okay. Like we'll get on top of this. But just like, you just know that there's always these layers. So yeah, so we tested that. So that's in the diaper. Now there's no evidence that glyphosate can go from a diaper into the skin. No one's tested it. So maybe it is. But if it is, that's terrible. We're bathing our children, we're bathing their private parts in pesticides in these diapers. And so like, this is the kind of thing where I'm saying, like, once you start chasing these paths, you just find out society has built itself for profit. They've not built itself for life.
Right.
And that's what you see everywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yep.
It's about the love of the money.
Crazy, yeah.
Greed.
So like
greed.
we were saying earlier, if you can get 100% organic cotton, that would be ideal, because the organic cotton clothing is not sprayed with glyphosate, which is Roundup. But if you can't afford the organic cotton, then 100% cotton is better than polyester. So now we're going to watch something on polyester.
Right. Yeah. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, I'm telling you, you go into your closet right now, go into your drawer right now. I mean, I would probably be 1,000,000 to 1 odds you didn't have some polyester up in that closet, right? Right. And I would try to like start shifting that stuff out and replacing it. Yeah. I don't know where that's coming from. Sorry. So yeah. So this is the polyester one.
Yeah. It's a really good video.
Ever let my little girl wear polyester again. And when you see why, you won't let your family wear it either. Most people think polyester is just fabric. It's not. It's literally plastic. Here's how it's made. They start with crude oil or discard plastic bottles. They break it down, they melt it at extremely high heat, and they turn it into this thick, sticky liquid. That liquid gets pushed through holes called spinnerets, and it forms these long plastic threads. Those threads are stretched, cooled, and twisted into yarn. Then they add synthetic dyes and chemical treatments for color, softness, stretch, and quote-unquote performance. By the end, you have fabric made entirely of plastic with chemical coatings layered on top. And here's the problem. When you wear it, those plastic fibers shed. Microplastics and nanoplastics break off and absorb into the skin, and if you're sweating, even more. They carry hormone-disrupting chemicals, phthalates, BPA, and antimony. Your body absorbs them. They accumulate in your organs, your bloodstream, and your brain. And ladies, those polyester sports bras you're wearing during hot yoga or runs, they could be giving you the big C with the side of hormone disruption. Comment below what percentage of plastics that you're wearing. Let me know. I'd be curious. I will never.
Wow. Polyester. Yeah. So literally like you're wrapping yourself in like saran wrap, petroleum and like gases and like chemicals and all that stuff. You're literally wrapping yourself with these things. Side note, don't do yoga. That's Hindu. We don't endorse the yoga, but no, this is obviously educational. And this guy is telling us the truth about poisoning our families with these things. I mean, how many clothes have we bought for our children or even grandchildren, our family, and you didn't realize you're giving them something that's poisoning them.
Right. And so, I mean, I do have an array of yoga pants, but I wear them under my dress.
Right.
And, I was spending like $100 a pair on these Lululemon or Lululemon yoga pants, and I've come, and now I found out like there's lawsuits against the company and everything else because of the plastic. It's nanoplastics. And then you're sweating in them, and so it's leaching into your skin. And so I'm like, man, I spent a fortune on those yoga pants. And,
Man.
yeah, so I bought some organic cotton. I don't want to say yoga pants, exercise pants, whatever they're called, to wear under my dresses. I bought 3 pairs in the past week, organic cotton, and so I don't have to worry about that.
Praise God. So yeah, we're peeling back the layers, one at a time, and God's given us the grace to do that, and so we pray that you will too. This next video is how to get rid, because I mean, obviously, we're giving you the information. It's like, okay, well, what do I do about it? So we're going to give you a video, and I actually also have a PDF we're going to pull up, and Jennifer's going to go over it, and then we'll talk about it. This is the 10 ways to reduce, the microplastics. We're going to watch this video, and we want one or two more clips here, and then we'll get into the closing here. All right, so.
What can you do to minimize your future exposure? Because that's literally all you can do. You cannot get rid of all the micro and nanoplastic. The first and most important principle is to eat only real, whole, unprocessed food. Meat and vegetables, nuts, eggs in an unbroken shell. These are the things that are going to have the least amount of micro and nanoplastics. Now, are they going to be free of them? Nope, because they're in the flesh of the animal and the plant already. They're already there. But the more processing that food undergoes at the food factory, the more micro and nanoplastics it's gonna have. This is common sense. Everything in a factory is plastic. Plastic tubing, plastic boards, plastic tables, plastic wrap, plastic everything. So the more processed your food and drink is, the more micro and nanoplastics it's gonna have.
Wow. So yeah, we
Hello, Health Champions. Today we're going to talk about the top answer to fighting.
we do like Dr. Ekberg too, don't we? What are some doctors that we like? Dr. Ekberg, Dr. Berg.
Yeah, Dr. Berg. He has a good video on microplastics too.
Dr.
And
Barry.
Dr. Salandino, Dr. Barry.
Right. There's a lot of them that are really good out there. Because
and then also we watched, I watched
part of it.
You watched part of it.
Part of it, right.
So I watched this video on Netflix that everybody was talking about. It's called The Plastic Detox. And it was so good. And so basically, they went over everything that we just talked about. And the woman who made the documentary is a doctor that's been studying this for quite a number of years, and correlating the infertility rates today with microplastics. So people are not able to get pregnant like they were back in the day. And so she was trying to figure out, like, why are so many people not able to conceive, and then correlated it with the microplastics.
Right.
So she did an experiment on 5 couples that were married couples that were trying to get pregnant for a number of years, and most of them had just given up on the fact that they would ever conceive, because they've been married for a while, they've been trying to have kids for a while, and it just didn't happen. So they were hopeless. They didn't think that it was in the realm of possibility for them to conceive. And none of them had an issue, like, going to the doctor and testing things out. They didn't find anything wrong. So this lady comes along and she says, look, we're going to get rid of the plastic that you're consuming. We're going to get rid of the plastic cutting boards. We're going to get rid of the plastic glasses, the bags, the laundry detergent, everything plastic in the house.
Right.
We're going to get rid of it. And in 3 months, we're going to test. So during that time, she was testing the couple's urine and the sperm to show them over the months what was going on in those things. Well, she did a test in the beginning, and in the woman's urine was found a high level of BPAs and forever chemicals. In the man's semen, she found a ton of microplastics. So they cut out all the plastic. And she was explaining that it takes about 3 months for the sperm to I don't know what's the correct word, but
Right.
fully regenerate or whatever
Right.
when the plastic's out of it. So after 3 months, she tested the sperm again of the man and showed that it was like on a chart. It was like way up here now, where before it was like all the way at the bottom, just by doing simple things like getting rid of the plastic cups, the cookware, stuff like that. Well, after the experiment was over, 3 out of the 5 couples conceived, and they
Right.
hadn't been able to conceive in years.
Right.
And so it was just by cutting out the plastic. So you think about that, right? So Satan doesn't want people to conceive, right? So
Right.
people are having abortions and everything else. Well,
Right.
he's crafty.
Right.
So he's like, oh, how can I get these people infertile? Let's
Right.
just ramp up the plastics.
Right.
And I mean, I know that some people are like,
Uh-uh.
but you know what? The proof is there. Like
It
this
is.
lady did the experiment on these people.
Right.
And another thing that
What was
I
the
found,
name of the documentary? You remember?
the plastic detox.
The plastic.
It's on
detox.
Netflix.
The plastic detox.
And so another thing that was very interesting in the documentary was that she explained that from in utero, because they had a doctor in Italy had, sometimes the hospital will keep the placenta. And so this doctor tested the placenta of a lady that just gave birth, and it was filled with microplastics.
Wow.
So it's getting in the baby in utero. Okay, so when it's a male and those plastics are getting into that baby boy before he's even born, what is it doing? It's disrupting his hormones. So she also did like a little show and tell on there where she said, when a male baby is born, they have like this little metal ruler thing and they measure. Okay, they measure from his, to his butthole.
From his scrotum to his butthole.
Yeah.
Right. From his scrotum. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And then the babies that had the plastic, I don't know if the measurements were bigger or smaller, but there was a difference there
Right.
than what it should be. And then she went on to explain that what is that doing? Well, it's effeminizing men,
Right.
because their bodies are not able to produce the testosterone that a normal a baby that's not exposed to these things would. And so therefore, with a male growing up or a male that's exposed to plastics all the time and it's taking their testosterone from them, it's effeminizing them.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's kind of like, I've always wondered, what is happening with society? I thought, maybe they were putting something in the water, which they are. The birth control pills are found in the water and everything else. So this all plays into it. But when it comes down to biology, what is happening on a cellular level? Men are being effeminized because of the plastic.
Plastics.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow. Wow.
So that's definitely a good documentary on Netflix to check out.
The plastic detox. Wow. Yeah, I watched the last 2/3 of it, and it was very good.
Very informative.
Very, very informative.
Now, was there another
There's
video?
one more video.
One more video.
One more
okay.
video, and then we'll go into the 10 ways to reduce. And so one more video here. We'll show this clip here. And microplastics impacting. Here we go. Bring it on stage. And
So let's talk about microplastics in the body. In our continuing series on microplastics, we ask, where do they end up when they get into your body? They've been found in the blood, in blood clots, breast milk, semen, testicles, lungs, heart, liver, brain, carotid artery plaque, even the placenta. Research shows that once they're inside your body, they can cause trouble. And we don't have a good way to eliminate these tiny particles once they're in the bloodstream. But the body tries the only way it knows how. Macrophages eat up the invaders and try to digest them with enzymes, but they don't work on plastics like they do on natural fibers. So the macrophage just hangs on to it and circulates around trying to eat it. It may get eliminated in the stool or the urine, but it can also lodge in those organs that I mentioned, all the while causing inflammation and producing reactive oxygen species trying to oxidize the invader. These particles can cross biological barriers like the blood-brain barrier, meaning they're not just floating around, they're actually disrupting your health. For example, when they've been found lodged in plaque In the carotid arteries, patients were found to be 4.5 times more likely to have a cardiac event in the next 3 years. So it's not just theory. This is happening now. So this is worthy of your attention. Follow us to catch the rest of this series of short snippets, everything you need to know about microplastics, but don't have time to research. I'll do it for you. So let's talk about microplastics in the body. In our
Wow.
Yeah. So, we learned from that video that we just watched. And I mean, I knew this beforehand from Dr. Wolf,
Right.
but you always hear leaky gut. Well, there's a such thing as leaky brain too. And so that's when things are able to cross the blood-brain barrier. And so, I mean, there's products that you can take for that. Like we have a product, we take two things. We take black gold, which is it's humic and fulvic acid, and then there's another one called black diamond, which is same thing as black gold, but the size of it, it's like a nano size of the black gold, and it will cross the blood-brain barrier. And so what it's going to do, it's going to go up there and it's going to leach all of those heavy metals and stuff and then get it out of your system.
Praise God. Yeah. So awesome. So as we get ready to close here, I was going to ask Jennifer if she could read through these, and one by one, we can make some comments about some of them or just read through, but put together this PDF, just 10 practical ways to reduce microplastic exposure. Like they were saying in some of the videos, we can't, completely get rid of them, you know what I mean? Because some of them we can't help it. We're breathing when we go out, and our water and everything. I mean, there's some, everything. Even in the glass bottles, there's still a small amount.
Right.
And so, but let's talk a little bit about some practical ways to reduce the exposure. Can you see that good on your
Yeah,
on
I
your
can.
screen?
So number one, it says drink filtered water, reverse osmosis, carbon filtration, glass stainless storage.
Right.
So we talked about that. Like I recommend a Berkey filter. Look, it's, I don't know, maybe $400. It's not that expensive,
Right.
but you get it, and then you just change the filters out once a year. So you get the regular filters that are filtering out the plastics, and then you have fluoride filters as well to filter out the fluoride. Then we have filters on our shower. So you think about that too. So like you go and take a shower and you're not thinking about it, right? Oh, I'm just going to go take a hot shower. Well,
Right.
all the water that's coming in and going in on your skin and going on your hair, it's chlorinated, it's filled with toxins, filled with plastics.
Right.
So you want to get a shower filter. Look, when I change the filter and put like a good filter, I think we have Jolie is the name of it.
Jolie, yeah.
So you put a good shower filter on. I've noticed a difference in my hair. My hair was kind of frizzy and looked like brittle before I switched out and started filtering my shower water. Now my hair looks great. It's not falling out. My hair was, not falling out, but when I brush it, I notice a lot of hair in my brush. Now my hair is not doing that.
Healthier,
So it's definitely it's an investment, but it's definitely worth it. You don't want that stuff being absorbed through the skin.
Yes.
Okay. Number 2, never heat food in plastic. Use glass, ceramic, cast iron, stainless steel. Well, earlier we talked about the saran wrap, and I meant to bring these down, but I forgot. But I bought these beeswax. It's like these beeswax covers. So if we're not, like, let's say we ran out of glass storage containers and you have some like meat or something that you want to cover. So I have these beeswax covers that you cover the food with instead of using plastic. It's an investment, but it's definitely worth it. You can wash them. They're reusable. Okay, number 3, replace plastic food storage, glass containers, mason jars, beeswax wraps. I didn't know that was on there, but yeah.
Yep.
Okay, number 4, ditch plastic cutting boards, choose wood or bamboo. Number 5.
Or glass, right?
Yeah, you could get a glass cutting board. I mean, I have glass cutting boards, but I don't like the way the knife hits it, and it kind of makes a weird sound. I'm kind of weird like that. I don't like the sound of the knife hitting it. So I prefer the wood. Okay. Number 5, choose natural fiber clothing. And I'm going to go one step further. Organic, everything organic.
Organic cotton.
Organic cotton, wool. It's merino wool, linen, and hemp.
Right.
Okay. Number 6 is eat whole foods. fresh meals, fruits, vegetables, homemade meals. So all of these processed foods and foods that are wrapped in plastic, even when you order takeout from a restaurant, you're getting your hot food in plastic. So it's just things to be aware of and just start, making slow changes. 7, support detox with garlic, onions, broccoli, and cabbage. We don't do the broccoli or cabbage. I do use garlic. I have essential oil. Oregano oil is great for detox. And we have a sauna that we use it. We were in there for 30 minutes earlier today. So using a sauna will help you, because if you are taking things to detox, and your detox pathways are not open, the things that you're taking for detox are not going to do anything. So you need to make sure that your pathways are open. Well, how do you do that? So you detox through your urine, you detox through your sweat. So you want to make sure that you're sweating every day, getting those toxins out of you.
Right.
Prioritize deep sleep, dark room, no screens, cool temperature. Hello.
I know. That doesn't mean window air unit.
Well, I need to.
We got a central air conditioning.
My own place
no,
to sleep.
she's got a no. You got a fan.
Yeah, but that
you got a fan.
Okay, that's another thing. All right, cool temperature. Okay. And for the screens, we'll do a show on this another day. But anyway, I'm using these Tesla glasses, and the lenses have C60 in them from Hyperlight Optics. So when you're looking at the screen or computer or whatever, the blue light is really putting a lot of stress on your eyes, and in 4 minutes it's damaging your brain. So if you're looking at your phone for 4 minutes, you're getting brain damage. So I have these glasses that I wear now whenever I'm looking at my phone, or if I'm not really on the computer, but if I am, I would wear those. And so I've noticed a huge difference in that. Like those glasses are amazing. Okay. Number 9, consider intermittent fasting, 16 to 8 or 18 to 6 windows. So that's the fasting time, like the 8 hours. 16 and 8 would be 16 hours fasting. 8 hours would be the window where you would eat, or 18 hours fasting, 6 hour eat.
Right.
Number 10 is reduce non-stick exposure. Use cast iron, ceramic, or stainless steel to cook your food in. So I wouldn't say reduce non-stick. I say get rid of non-stick. So we're going to do a whole nother show on that another day.
Next slide. We're almost done with that. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Top 5 biggest wins. Filter water. What does this say?
Stop heating stop heating plastic, right?
Glass containers, natural fibers, deep sleep.
Yeah. And it says you may not eliminate all microplastics or nanoplastics, but you can drastically lower daily exposure.
Amen.
Yeah. So so that's not an exhaustive list there, but it's got a good list.
Right. Just a little bit at a time. I mean, even if you could just throw away the cutting boards and the plastic utensils. I mean, you could get, cheap wooden utensils and just get yourself a wood cutting board. So just making little changes over time. But it's really important to be aware of these things, to really look around your house and say, okay, well, I just watched this video, this quest with John and Jen, and they're talking about microplastics. Let me look around my house and see how much of this I have and what am I using. And when your eyes get open to these things and you start like doing a deep dive into it and realizing how much of this stuff that you have around the house, and getting into even the fabrics that are on our bodies, the socks that we wear. So if your socks are full of polyester, like under your feet, like you absorb so much under the foot. Like the foot is like,
Right. And all day long, people are working on their feet all day long
with
people,
polyester socks.
Right. Soaking in all of
the
toxins
and plastic.
Yes.
From under the foot.
Change your underwear, change. I would think that's one of the top priorities. I mean, of course,
bras,
cooking.
Underwear, socks,
yes.
cooking stuff, water.
Right, yes. I mean, yes, make some of these changes. Yeah, it's a big difference. It could be life and death. We see it's life and death with these couples. These
Yeah.
3 out of 5 couples
Right.
couldn't have babies, and they just made these changes with some things we've been talking about.
Yeah,
and then they
simple
ended
changes,
up. And they ended
and
up.
they ended up
you know,
having babies.
Yeah, within a few months, their levels were up, and they were
And they
able to
got
have
pregnant.
babies. You know, so literally, these microplastics were like literally stopping life from coming into this world. You know, so very important. Life and death. It's life and death. And so, super excited to share these things with you, and we're excited to be on this journey. Let's be on this journey for good health. And in the book of 3 John, the beginning, it says, "Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers." So we see that in the scriptures. He not only wants our soul to prosper, but he wants us to be in good health.
Yeah.
And so to be in good health, it definitely would mean that you should do everything within your power as God gives you the wisdom to reduce and even try to eliminate all this exposure to these plastics. We're not going to be able to eliminate 100%, but we can certainly we have control over much of it.
Yes.
And so thanks for joining in. Anything else? Any closing remarks to anyone out there?
No,
Nothing
just
else?
if anybody wants to reach out, you could reach out to me personally, or you could reach out through a comment on YouTube or Facebook,
Right.
or email. And if you need help switching out things, or any questions on things that I use or things that John uses, or what brands did we buy from, just reach out to us, and we'll be happy to share those things with you. You know, we're in this together. We want
Right.
to, be here for one another and to
Right.
help one another with these things.
Absolutely. It's part of loving your neighbor, right?
Yeah.
And we believe once we have this knowledge of these things, and we fear the Lord and want to please God, and it's his body. I mean, we're his temple. Of course, we believe that he would want us to make these changes. So let's not be lazy with it. Let's do what we can, and do it all with prayer and with fasting, and just seeking the Lord, and just worshiping him. So we're excited to share these things with you. Our email for the show is questwithjohnjen@gmail.com. Of course, you can reach us on Facebook or YouTube, wherever you want. And if you're watching this video and you believe you got some value from it, it would certainly help the algorithm, to like and subscribe, follow. And we appreciate it. Leave a comment, and we appreciate your time, and look forward to seeing you next time. So God bless you all, and thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.